Right. Hello. Good morning. Uh-oh. Can y'all hear me? I think y'all should be able to hear me. Hello. Good morning. This is High Priestess Jamila. How are y'all? Hi. All right. So I wanted to come and speak to y'all for a second um, about some things. Hopefully, okay. Because I was sitting here watching um, this movie. Well, actually, it's a series I'm watching on Netflix, and I gotta pause it for a second. All right, so good morning. Here to give y'all some news. I don't know how many of y'all are up right now. I know I've been up since I've been going to bed early lately and getting up at like 4 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So I've been up for a minute taking care of business over here. How are y'all doing? I wanted to come and talk to you guys about generational curses and why 95% of Black people, in particular in America, need them. Okay. And, just all of the ins and outs of that. And, one of the, why you can't remove it for free. It can't be done for free. Okay. So, welcome to the channel. Um, so part of the reason why, if you're struggling financially with health problems, relationship problems, um, maybe even possible mental illness, in particular anxiety. Um, it's more than likely because you have been generationally cursed. I know that in America, 95% of Black people have been generationally cursed. Um, but on the flip side, probably about 80% of other races deal with that too. So it's not just Black people. I wouldn't say 80%. I would say probably the numbers are going down, but we don't really look at numbers, because I'm just one person. Um, I don't really see a lot of witches on YouTube talking about this. And I'm not trying to discredit anybody. Okay. I really ain't. But, I guess you could say that, you know, I don't know. But maybe some of those witches, they sort of get blacklisted like I did. I'm not sure why. Um, you can come from a rich and prominent family, in particular with this generation. If you're somewhere in between the ages of, I'd say 30 and 50, and you're a Black person, you're dealing with the generational curses. Okay. And for a lot of you guys, depending on what is happening in your situation, which has a lot to do with your elders, it has a lot to do with your mother, your father, the decisions that they made, the decisions that they're still making. Okay. You may have a struggle with that still. You may struggle with it every month, and it's in particular during the new moon and the full moons is when it becomes obvious. Um, some of you are sacrifices. In fact, probably a large majority, about 80, probably about 70 and 80%. There is a very deep subconscious awareness that you've been sacrificed, which is why you see the dynamic, the family and the children not getting along. Like, you're not getting along with your parents. You don't trust them. And for a lot of you, you shouldn't. Some of you should, though, because especially the ones that I talk to, like my clients that come to me, part of the reason why they come to me, either for work or either to become educated more on how to survive these curses, they do it for their children because they see full and well, they are aware of what happened. They are aware that it is now affecting the children. Okay. And so if you have a parent like that, that is willing to sacrifice their money for you, then you're very lucky. Okay. But then there's some people that are on the other side of that spectrum that have parents that are very weak willed, very weak minded, drug addictions, mental illness, and demons. And what they will do is they will become tricked. They will become bamboozled. One of the biggest ones is the witches. Okay. This this affected all of the races, which is why we used to have the crusades and the burnings and the lynchings of witches of all races, uh, back in the day, which was discovered to be a mistake. But I don't think that they quite want to admit to that mistake. So anything that ever went wrong, it was blamed on witches and witchcraft. Witches were the original scapegoat. It doesn't matter, if you're doing good or bad, i.e., Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was a miracle worker, a healer, and he was murdered because of that. So, it's just one of those things. Um, and then others that preceded us. Um, and so, when it comes down to that, a lot of you guys are battling the elders in your family that are completely mistaken. For some reason, they believe that in order for them to have life, they have to sacrifice you. And then some of them will do it to prove a point. They just want to be right. It's different for different people. Some of it is deep ignorance and religion. And then for some of them, they're just assholes and pieces of crap. And, they have a mask on that is supposedly the religion, but then they go home and they wish and pray for your downfall every single day. And need I remind y'all, there is absolutely nothing wrong with wanting happiness, success, and something in life. There's nothing wrong with wanting to live better and to do better in life. But then you start being shamed. They use these shaming tactics on you. And so generational curses, this is the reason why the family and anybody that stays on that frequency, they find out the hard way. And yeah, you do have some children sacrificing their parents for their life insurance and stuff like that. That happens, but the cases that I typically deal with is where you have a parent that is trying to destroy your life for whatever reason. It's like dealing with a child. Oh, I don't want to take responsibility for bringing this child into the world. I can use this child as a blood sacrifice. And, I can tell you and them right off the bat that they are being lied to and tricked. Okay. This is the reason why I have 4 children and a grandbaby, and I do nothing but look out for their best interests. Okay. And never have I folded, but they fold. They're weak. And their weakness doesn't have to be your downfall. Okay. Now, some of you guys are adopted. You were adopted. So you have no idea who your parents are, and you have struggles in life. And in that case, again, you have to go in through the etheric realm to figure this out, because some of you guys have been adopted out. Some of you guys have absolutely no idea who your mother, who your father is, but you know that you're having these spiritual struggles. I think that when a spirit comes through, or when somebody that is supposed to be looking out for you literally loses their mind, uh, you know, you have to be able to pick up and move forward yourself, and not be caught up in that. And you have to break the cycle, because it's been a cycle like that is either started in your generation, or either the generation before that, or the generation before that. Okay. um this is something that is often being ignored, and a lot of people are encouraged to go out and purchase purses and handbags and expensive shoes, rather than investing in themselves spiritually. Where if you take the time to invest in yourself spiritually, then those things will come very easily. I mean, if only the world and everybody in the world would make it easier, we would have less struggle, less trauma, right? And so, but unfortunately, there's a lot of people that they will believe in certain things that will, lead them to, through, to a dead end. Okay. And, to the point where they can't grow. So it is important to invest in yourself. If you have a generational curse on you, you have to remove the contract. Oh, this is delicious. Otherwise, you'll just struggle. You'll be like a hamster on the wheel. Okay. Especially now, some of y'all, to go a little bit deeper, some of y'all have people that are actively trying to keep you in these curses. Mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, uncle, aunt, and then it can trickle down to the cousins. It can trickle down to even your brother or your sister. And it's because they're confused. If everybody in the family would tell the truth and be honest and all face that demon together and know what to do, then it would be okay. But they don't, because they fear the curse, but then again, they fear the way out of the curse, which is witchcraft. There's no other way except through ritual. There's no other way. Okay. And as well as shamans and mediums that can access and that are not afraid to do this. Okay. um and then knowing the right thing to do to protect yourself, okay, from those energies and spirits. But a lot of people are afraid of it. It'll tell them that if they don't go along with it, they're going to die. But then they find themselves still on this earth at the age of 60, 70, and 80. And so, it's just really sad. So, um, there's a team of demons that's over that. And I was talking about the demon Jop. Jop is the demon of ignorance. So I think that is the demon that plagues most families to even, especially Black families, to even keep you caught up in that, because if you're ignorant, you're blind, and you can't see. You can't see the forest from the trees. And it's not something that you're forced into doing, even if you have a past life. So these demons and these particular entities have thought of everything, every way to keep you caught up in that curse. They have thought of everything. They have pulled in your past life and said, well, because you were this, or that in a past life, then you've got to carry that on to this life. And that's not true either. Okay. In fact, having a past life actually makes you more powerful against them, because you can pull in spirits from that past life to help you battle. And, so over here at Divine Services Apothecary, we do not generationally curse anybody. We remove the curses and remove the contracts. There are some people that help these people. It's because of desperation, or either they just don't have the ethics. They help that demon out. And it's so sad, because it gets them nowhere. They experience spiritual death, which sucks. Not just a physical death, but spiritual death. And and so it's best to stay on the straight path. Now, I'm not judging any witches on what they do, because that's between you and your gods. Okay. I'm just presenting myself and letting y'all know what I do. Okay. And you're fighting the good fight, which is always a beautiful thing. But um a lot, and you know what? So typically what will happen in Black families is that there will be an elder, or either somebody with, their spiritual gifts will be very suppressed, and they'll just forget about it. And typically what you'll hear them say is, oh, well, it was the white man that did it. And that within itself doesn't even exist, because if you look back at your past lives, some of y'all were white in the past life. So what are you saying, self? You know what I'm saying? And so it affects Black people at a higher rate because of the history of slavery. But what a lot of our own people refuse to face the facts is that all races have been through slavery at some point. In fact, we only went through slavery for what, 500 years, I think it was. And other races have been enslaved for far longer than that. Okay, so and it's very triggering, but it's a trigger that needs to be triggered, because you got to figure this out for yourself. And you can't just say, oh, well, the world is bad. And because what you'll do is you'll sit around feeling sorry for yourself, and then you'll end up looking at the world in 30 or 40 years, and you'll be looking at other people, and you'll say, how in the hell did they do that? And it's because they broke the chains of that mind control. They broke those curses. And typically the way that they did it was they did it with somebody that they could trust, that knew what the hell that they were doing. And so our mediums and our psychics that are willing to help should be protected. Okay. And so that's why I'm always for the witches, the mediums, especially the ones that are not caught up in that. Hey, Brittany, good morning. How you doing? It's so simple, but yet it's complicated. Once the mind has been put to sleep, it can be very difficult to, resurrect that. But, it's being done all the time. Okay. So I am proud to say that I have done that for many, many people. And do I have a fear that it's going to kill me? Nope, because at the end of the day, the only person that has the power to do that would be the Most High, and I have a very good relationship with God. So you know, and that's the reason why you continue to struggle, is because you refuse, because everything that you've went through has been caused by bondage of a curse that needs to be broken. Everything. And so for me, I'm not into keeping people in that bondage. I'm into freeing people. Okay. And so curses do exist, generational curses do exist. And, some of you guys, it will turn into a lifelong, I don't want to say struggle. I don't even want to say fight, but it's certain habits that you have to contend to, which is why my spirit said, okay, teach man, which is woman too, because, teach them how to, give them some fish, and you'll teach them, how to eat or whatever for that day, or they'll eat for the day. But when you teach them how to do it, then they'll eat for a lifetime. Because I'm one of those people where I want everybody to do good. I'm a very, very sensitive empath. I don't like suffering. I really don't, even though I do believe there's some people that do deserve a certain amount of suffering for the power that they abuse against people. In particular, bad parents and grandparents and bad elders, and they are going to take that to their grave more than likely. Okay, for them to go against you, for them to indoctrinate themselves into beliefs. Oh, I have to be right. I read in the Bible that your children were bastards and they would never make it. So I want to make sure that I fulfill this self-fulfilling prophecy, and fuck you up every chance I get. But then you keep making it, and so, especially those of you that have done it, you figured this out. You're not trying to hurt anybody. You're just trying to live your life, right? And have that longevity and security. Okay. And so that's where it turns into this pushing, this tug of war, which, even the hierarchy of hell, they are willing to help with that. And it's so crazy because right at the moment that people think that they got you, they don't. However, the work has to be done. Okay. They're not just going to give you a pass. They want you to know the path. They want you to know what it is. Just like a lot of you guys, I had like 10 people with my generational curse remover in their cart, but some of y'all never did take the step forward. And so, and shit is all messed up. You messed up. And see, that spirit letting you know, and that's not my fault. It's just the way that it is. Spirit is letting you know what it is. They're letting you know. That's why they won't let you pass, right? And you can't steal a pass. I never forget this movie that I watched on Netflix. I can't think of the freaking name of it, but it was God dang it. It was a few months ago that I watched it. And so it was something that was going on in the world, like, oh, I think it was Greenfield. That's the name of it, Greenfield. And so it was like a, end of the world cataclysmic event. Okay, which the end of the world will never come because God loves us. In fact, we've had many, many Armageddons to where we were just moved to a different reality. Okay. So we'll never look up and see those bombs. Trust me, with the amount of hatred in this world, they done already dropped the bombs, but we never saw it. And that let them know, and it scared the hell out of them, that God is in control. Right. So even if they drop the bombs, which we're gonna knock on wood, shit, you know, but from what God is telling me, that they already did it, but they couldn't destroy the earth. Right. So God is not just God, the creator of the universe, but Earth, Mother Earth herself. Right. So anyway, it was a cataclysmic event in this movie Greenfield, and you had to be like special. Right. You had to either be a scientist, a doctor, and you would be put in this bunker to be protected for later, which I believe that it's the witches, because science to me is basically, depending on what they're doing with it, witchcraft. Okay. So are doctors. In fact, a lot of witches became doctors. But, I like the old ways personally because they work too. And so you had to be given this ID card in order to get somewhere. And so people were going around robbing people and stealing their cards. And so it's almost like that. You can't steal it. That's why it costs money, because money is energy. And so a lot of people, they'll have $20,000 in their bank, and instead of them going and paying their way to remove this, which depending on the spiritualist that you work with, it just depends. Some of them charge 10,000, and I don't blame them, because eventually I'll be charging that amount. You know what I'm saying? But so a lot of people would rather not do that, but then they rather say, well, I'd rather just make a blood sacrifice or something. And God will be looking at you like, really? You know what I'm saying? So it's a trip how people hoard money, and hoarding money is never good, because if I have it, I'm gonna spend it. There's nothing wrong with saving money, nothing wrong with that. But it's still that voice that's telling you, and that is God, saying, hey, you need to invest that, and then that way your family will be safe. Okay, your family will be safe, because hell, even if you were to do a blood sacrifice in that capacity, shit, that spirit might haunt you for eternity. So it's just not worth it. People always think, oh, if I kill it, it'll go away, but it doesn't. Especially when it comes to your children. There's a reason why we have head, noses, eyes, ears, and there's a reason why, no matter what you look like, your physical body is the temple of God. Okay, no matter what type of creature you are, unless you them damn uh you know unless God didn't create you, because there are some entities that God is saying, okay, did I create that? Or when I did, it's like, yeah, but I believe God created everything, but it's a purpose behind that. Okay, so anyway, if you're a human being walking on two legs, or even if you're walking on four legs, you have to understand that these things are important, and it's time for you to break the cycle, okay, for your children, because otherwise they'll just struggle. And see, a lot of people, they didn't agree with me when I said that I've worked with Belial, but I'm gonna tell you something. I would never, ever, ever choose to watch my children go hungry. That is when I would sacrifice myself. If it truly were, because I know I'm going to heaven whenever I go, okay? But it would truly make me a selfish ass person for me to look at my children knowing I know everything that's going on and it's still more to learn. And for me to say, I'm not going to deal with this because I just want to go to heaven and be a good girl. I would be willing to sacrifice my goddamn soul for my children if I had to. And that's what makes you a good parent. Okay. That's what, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are like, well, shoot, the Bible says this and the Bible says that. Well, I'm not going to sit and watch my kids go hungry and suffer and be beaten and killed for my own selfish purpose. That's just me. Okay. Or anybody that I love. So that's why I don't mind working with both sides sometimes for the greater good. I will commit a great evil, which is what they call it, for the people that I love. Okay, so in turn, what we're doing in this generation, which I don't even believe that exists. I believe that when God knows your heart and he knows that you are doing the best that you can, that he's going to see that and he's going to understand that, or she's going to, however you see God. Okay. And so, because when you look at your children and you look at the people that you love, this is your immortality. Is love, is immortality. Okay, hate brings nothing but death, spiritual death, but love brings that immortality, that strength. Love is very strong. Okay, it's not just an emotion. Okay, so it's more to love than what we understand. Okay, so that's the reason why you're going through it. And so it's time for you to free yourself. And see, some of y'all will have people that will know about it, and they'll try to recreate these contracts and conjure up these spirits. And that struggle is going to be over. Okay, eventually that'll be over because the heart, either through the change of heart or either something else, which you know um so it is an investment. And I'd say that if you're going to choose a spiritualist to do that job for you, I would choose somebody that is honest, says to you, this is how much it's going to cost. And if they, you can't just go, oh, well, God dang, that's expensive. And then, oh, well, okay, well, I'll do it for you for $500. I wouldn't, I wouldn't trust that because it's an investment. Okay. And so I charge 1,500 right now. Next year is gonna double next year. Okay. But right now I charge 1,500 to do that job because it's a big job, but and it's something that you have to know. And then the more that you're willing to invest in yourself, the more return that you'll get. Right. I don't haggle on my prices, unless you are purchasing more than one ritual. I will sometimes discount if you need more than one ritual, but I don't haggle on the price. That's the price, and it just is what it is. Okay. And so a lot of people, the reason why they can't manifest money the way that they want is because it's like they're stuck in this box. They have a limited belief of money, and that's a part of the curse. Some people think, oh, I can't make no money unless I go out there and sell dope or sell my body. I mean, and those are the things that could potentially do harm to you. Okay. But yeah, I don't haggle prices. It's 1,500. That's what it is, and it'll probably go up. It'll gradually go up as we go towards fall. Okay. So uh and you feel you not only do you feel the difference, but you see the difference. Okay. Because I have clients that came to me, even last year or a couple of years ago, and they got that ritual, and they come to me and they say, "Oh my God, thank you. We're doing this, we're doing that." And I just, and the people that unfortunately, the people that unfortunately, thank you, Goddess, that are trying to reinvent those contracts, they gonna go through some hell. They gonna have hell in their life. Okay, because they shouldn't be doing that, because but you don't worry about them, you worry about you, and you just don't be afraid of it. Okay. Thank you, Brittany. Yeah, I always say thank you, Goddess, because typically when you sneeze, that's good luck. Sneezing is actually good luck. A lot of people, we've been taught that it was bad luck, but it's actually good luck. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, you guys. So don't forget about that. And that should be the first ritual that you get, especially if you have the money. I don't even take payment arrangements on that usually. It depends. If you're a student, I will. But what'll happen is life will literally be falling apart, and you won't like it. It'll be breaking your heart. And two, you'll have financial problems, health problems, and all that stuff. And then when you come to me, it's just like, and I don't absorb that. Like, a lot of people think, oh, well, you just gonna absorb all that. No, you're not. Like, I don't. And see, even with my students, because a lot of my students, I am training them to do the same thing that I do, which I have no problem with that. I don't have the demon of greed on me, so I don't mind teaching, because we need more people out there doing that. But anyway, so what they'll do is, they're learning how to do that, and that's a very good thing, because then I can teach you how to go out and bless others, including yourself. And then that brings me more blessings. Okay. So, it is what it is. Yeah, as a witch, there are times I have to curse people. Yeah, because those people need to be goddamn cursed. Those curses will open up your eyes. Uh, but other than that, I spend a lot of my time, working with clients to heal them, to, get them good spirits working through their system, and to, banish the bad spirits, because a lot of y'all been collecting them bad spirits for years, especially even if you in your 20s, them spirits have just been building up and building up. And a lot of y'all have had even the people that gave birth to you. And why they do it, the only explanation is that they're under possession. Okay. And the only thing that you can do is understand that, and it hurts less, because you feel betrayed. You're like, how could my mother do this? How could my father do this? And you know what? But your mother is Mother Earth, and your father is Father God. So they didn't do that to you. You know. So just think about that human frailty. And some of y'all are super women. Some of y'all are Superman. But a lot of people ain't. But when you figure that out, then it'll be less hurt. You don't have to hurt anymore. Okay. And so, anyway, is it getting ready to rain out again? It's been raining all week, y'all. I think it's getting ready to rain. We're a little behind. Did y'all notice that we didn't get much rainfall in the spring, especially over here in Georgia? I'm in Georgia. We didn't get. It's probably gonna rain later on tonight. I don't know why. I don't. Maybe people with bad roofs are wishing the rain away. Like, get your roof fixed, you know. But anyway, so Look like it's gonna rain today. And so yeah, and you can make a difference, and don't ever give up on your children, because some of them have influenced your children, and that's just kind of how those generational curses work. Um, but just have faith in yourself as a parent, and because I've been there, done that too. Uh, and you'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Save the family, save yourself, and save yourself some trouble and some worrying. Worrying will kill people. That worrying will kill you. Hey, Ziana. Hello. Thank you. So anyway, tomorrow is Saturday. I think I'm gonna make some more of my magical brooms tomorrow. It depends though, because well, I'll spend about an hour. I might go live for about an hour. Otherwise, I'll be busy with clients and students. So I hope y'all have a good Friday, and that y'all find that light, that path. It's coming to you. Okay. However, you got to understand and you got to respect Mother Earth. I was just in there looking at all of my herbs that I have, and I got to get them organized. And I ordered some galangal root from Amazon. I got some of that stuff, and that stuff gives you a tremendous amount of clarity. I love this stuff. What did I do with it though? Did I put it in the kitchen? So, a lot of people thought, well, if I go to college and I work real hard, but then nothing happened, did it? And um, that's because of those generational curses. And a lot of y'all will send your children to college, and y'all can see. I believe that a lot of the movies and stuff tells us a lot. So if you ever seen that movie, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which I grew up watching scary movies like that, so I ain't scared of stuff like that. But if you ever watched that movie, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, um, she started having issues as soon as she went to college. And and so a lot of y'all will say, oh, well, I did this, and but then the kids will start having problems and issues, when you send them away like that. And it'll be certain demons and entities that'll follow them. Okay. So, yeah. And I think it's important to provide more education on that capacity. Okay. Because nobody is exempt from it actually, but I think that I think that Black people are taught to really, really be ignorant. And you're taught that ignorance by your family. You're not taught that, and the white man didn't teach you that ignorance. Your family did, because they knew better. They knew better. They had discernment, but they chose to, be afraid. And, they chose to, they wanted that same power. And, they just ended up corrupt. Okay, completely and totally. So, anyway, thank you. Y'all have a great day too. I will catch y'all later. You can come and get a consultation for the generational curse contract removal. I've been one of the ones that are anointed to be able to work those cases. And so, you'll get through it. So y'all can contact me. All of my readings are confidential. The link to my website is below. And what did I do with my Gellingal root? That's so weird. What did I do with it? I was getting ready to burn some. I don't know where it went. I had it right here. That's weird. The heck? I'll find it. Anyway, I will catch y'all later. Peace and love to y'all. And This stuff is always falling down this couch. Okay, y'all. I'll catch y'all later. Blessings.